Hi guys, I'm Mom Roberta Many. I am mom to 14 children. 12 of those children are still here at home, and today we were out. We actually got some of, we stopped at the post office for the first time, and we got some packages and letters. I'm so excited. So we got a couple things at the store. She's bringing those in. We got some projects going on. So she has some spray paint, and we're working on one of those projects, and then logging truck. And then we are working on another project right here, and this is going to be the start of the video for that project. So I have a 2 by, I don't know, what's that? A 2 by 12 by 16, and then I have 8 2x4s. Yes, 8 2x4s. So what am I going to build? I am very cheap. Like most of you already know. If you've been at my channel, you know that I'm cheap. So I think I'm gonna go around back actually. I'm gonna go around this way because I want to check on some things. So I am working on a couple projects, and one area that we had done last year, if you've been here since the beginning, I had an area that I had put coats in last year, and it didn't work out. My husband and I had the bedroom downstairs. We ended up moving back upstairs, and just a bunch of moving around, because that's what happens when you have a large family. You have to keep like moving things around so it will work best for your family at that time. I am underneath like this roofy thing. There you go, refocused, and that's our wood. So we are going to be redoing some things. Hello, yes, I see you. We're going to be redoing some inside things because it's chilly outside and projects for the outside are done. So we used to come in this door as our main door. I should back up a little bit. This main door, and we still come in and out this door, but I wanted to create an area here. Alrighty. So this area here currently is kind of set up with sewing stuff. As you can see, you can tell I did not clean this at all, like just to come in here. So this is all sewing stuff. Door over there. Let me trip backwards over somebody's boots so you can kind of get the whole scenario how it is. So that wood is for our coming project in this area. So I'm going to take you guys along for that so you can see how I do that. And I don't usually buy things that are standard, right? So if I was working on doing something, it usually has to be custom, like because I need it for more than one person. So that is what I am going to be doing with the wood. I am going to be building a custom area over here for the kids. And you shall see, actually not kids, young adults, for the young ladies of the household. All right, so let's go. So basically my daughter's just cleaning out this room here. I've been working on a quilt project today, and they're just cleaning this out. And my son, so nicely, has been working, I think the stuff's in here. He was outside today making lots of cuts. So the goal is tonight is let's get all this, we're gonna get all this stuff out here, and then first thing in the morning, you can see kind of how it is now. First thing in the morning, we'll get it wiped down and all ready to build, and then we will build. It's kind of funny because I always used to be the builder, and then my son really enjoys building now, so it's interesting. I'm like, hey, I'm sewing, do you mind cutting these cuts? And he is like, yeah, sure. And I'm like, yay, I don't even have to do any of that part. So it's really kind of exciting, like once you teach a skill to your kids, how they'll pick it up and just run with it. I mean, a lot of times, like I'll start something and I'll show them the basics that I know, and they'll just like take off with it. And that's like the beauty of it all, right? Like I taught my daughter how to like crochet, and then she wanted to learn how to knit and crochet and all these things, and she's really good. She's a lot better than I am at it. Or sewing, she's a lot better like sewing or whatever than I am. My kids are actually taking a shower. Some are happy about it, some are not happy about it. So I have my adult daughter is actually giving them a shower because they want to take a shower. So that is what's going on there. I was working on that quilt. I got one kind of finished last night, which was really exciting. I'm kind of debating if in here, once this gets cleaned out, if I want to lay it down with newspaper and work on the second project, but I'll show you guys that. Quick reminder, on project days, make sure that you already have your meals thawed out and prepped out. These cheeseburger casseroles are going to be for lunch, and then I'm doing ham for supper. And here we go in here. So you can see that this is just scrap carpet in here. It is nothing fancy, but we are going to use it to the best of our ability, our area that we have. It's mostly cleaned off here now. I think that they will sort through some things a little bit later as well, but we're going to get building on this. So these two pieces right here are 2x12s, and the 2x12s are going to be the framework for the table itself. So it's going to go from here, and then it comes over 8 feet, which I think is about here. So this whole spot right there will be covered up. That's not real hardwood. That's actually Pergo flooring. And it's fine over there, but right in front of the door, my son who had a wheelchair, this used to be a big room instead of being like two separate areas. And he used to come in and out of here, and the floor right around the door here got all messed up. So it's something that we're going to have to address at a later time. So, I'm just going to say this now. Years ago, I had this woman who was very wise, very wise. She said to me, I understand that your house is overwhelming. We live in a house that was built in 1891, I believe it was. Can't remember if it was 1891 or 1892. Anyway, the original part of the house was built a very long time ago. And then this addition came in, oh, it's a good like 80 years old. I think it was probably like 1940s, 1950s maybe, was built. And then we built the addition, but we actually YouTubed how to build an addition. So we have no clue what we were doing. It kind of worked like this. We wanted to build an addition, and somebody said that they would help us. So we got the help for a little bit. It was just a weird scenario, and then they decided they weren't going to help us anymore. So basically we got like the cinder blocks in the ground, sonotubes in the ground, filled with cement and all that type of stuff, and got the framework for half of the addition, like 16 feet out, got the framework out, and then the person was unable to help us. Life circumstances, things happen, understandably. We didn't have enough money to pay somebody to actually come in and finish that project. So we just started YouTubing everything. So we YouTubed how to build an addition, and that's what's over there. Over the years, we have had people look at it, just friends and whatever, to be like, hey, this we think is going wrong. Can you help us with this? It's actually not very level, so the door that we built there actually needs to just get framed in, because we actually put it on 1x12s and it should have been 2x12s, and then now we've since like jacked it up and put those under there, but it caused it to be all funky. Anyway, old house, lots of projects. A woman said to me, she said, you know, you can't take on everything all the time. And you can't, like, you can have big dreams for your house and big dreams for what you would like to do. Like, I would love to, like, rip out the walls and put real walls in instead of paneling. Or our walls had, like, horsehair and whatever in it. So we've spent time doing, like, the important things first. We got our house where they, like, blew in insulation in the walls. And, like, this year we put a new roof on because that was really important. And so all these other small projects, it's like, okay, it's just a small project, let's get it done. We've done flooring over the years. When you have somebody who's in a wheelchair, you need to do flooring like all the time. And when you have a large family, things get messed up really fast, and that's just okay. I actually am okay with that now, because I know that it means that like kids can live a real life. And so where I was going with that, oh, she said sometimes just a fresh coat of paint will, or a small project getting done, will just make you feel better about that area. And I truly believe that. Over the years, I have just put up paint over here, or this little touch over here, or this little touch over here. And might it be exactly the way that I would want my whole house? No. But at the same time, that little thing makes a situation work better for me, so then I do it. This room was painted, let me see, last fall. We had, once my son had died, we weren't quite sure. This was his room, and this wall wasn't here. This was a full bedroom. He had the biggest bedroom in the house. This is like 20 by 16, I believe it is. And he had the biggest area. When we first moved in here, they considered this a shed, even though it's attached to the house. It goes like our regular house, and then this addition part, and then it attaches to our garage. So the garage and this part were like newer areas. And we built a large, we put a door here so he could have like a fire escape type door. And then this goes out to our porch here. So he would have been able, there's like a ramp, I don't know if you can see it down there. There you go. There's a ramp that goes down to that, and he was able to like come right out this door, and then there was another ramp going in that direction to let him get out into the driveway. So once he passed, we weren't quite sure what we were going to do with this room. I kind of had the idea that this right here where I'm at could have all the boots, coats, all that type of stuff, and then our bedroom could be like behind here. And that didn't work because it was just very loud. It was hard. The baby was small at that point, and it was really hard just to get everyone asleep and whatever. Now I'm glad that we're back where we were, because now I have Sweet Pea and trying to figure out all that situation. So currently I have older people in the room behind me. So older girls there. When they used to be in the living room, which is now the living room, that back half was actually their bedroom. But the problem with that is we had a heating issue because that room is not, that room is off grid pretty much. And we just use extension cords to put electrical in there at this point. And so they had in that room, they had like a big desk area, and they really enjoyed that desk area. So I'd like to recreate that for them in here. There we go. Long scenario. So let's make something of this. Okay, so this is just a little sewing nook. So from before, all the sewing stuff came out here. And so here we have, this is actually underneath where the sewing machine is. We do not use it, but if we ever needed to use it, it's great resource to have. This is an old like foot powered treadle sewing machine, so we just use it. Actually would come, this pops over and it comes up, like it folds up, but we use this for our regular sewing machine on a regular day-to-day basis. That is the sewing machine that my daughter uses. Most of us, I have a sewing machine, and I think there's 4 sewing machines altogether. Anyway, so my daughter, this is the machine that she uses. She was gifted this. It is a beautiful machine. We were gifted this a couple years ago when somebody was downsizing, and she loves this machine, and she does great work with it. So then over here, she has the bobbins and stuff. So we all use the same supplies when we're sewing. It's just like her machine's here. I prefer to bring my sewing machine where like the little kids are at and work there. So this is the stuff that she's working on. She has stuff that needs to be sewed, needs to be cut, and cut out things that she's working on. This is the insides of pot holders. They're going to be working on some of those. We need to relabel these bins right here. She did kind of sort them out the other day. So we have scissors and needles and pins and measuring tapes. Yeah, we have oodles of scissors in here and all that fun stuff in that one, because that's all the sharp stuff, so it needs to be high. Bias tape in here, and then these little clippies. She uses this bias tape here for her aprons. A certain pattern has aprons that need that. This is zippers and elastics in here, mainly like closure or helps. This is all patterns. This is all patterns. And this is, what are these called? Snaps. We use snaps a lot of times in lieu of buttons. So this is a little snap machine. Alright guys, let's see if this will work. This is the bin that I'm working on, and I'm using this type of spray paint, and we shall see if it will work or not. pretty pink. Okay, so I got her 3 baskets done, and I think I'm going to wait for those to dry partially to bring them in, and then I will do more baskets. Okay, so the boys took over. I'm so excited. I was spray painting those things, and so they're building this frame here. Can you see the frame? So this is going to be a super heavy duty desk. So they built the frame, and then we have the 2x12s, and then these are all 8 foot long. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? I think it's gorgeous. I'm really excited. I like things that are really sturdy, and that's why I built my table, because I wanted something that was really sturdy, that if the kids got on top of it, and because if we're doing something, I'll allow them to sit on the edge of the table. I know that's not for everyone, but in our family, like if I'm doing a science project and little kids can't see, they're allowed to come up on the table and see. Anyway, I like things sturdy. I don't want them to fall over. I don't want people to get hurt. I want things built solid and built to last. And another thing, if you build your own things and later on you decide that that's not going to be a desk or that's not going to work, like you can cut those pieces down. It's not like these particle board things that just have to go to the dump. You can reuse that, and ultimately, like if you had to, you could burn it. So I like to build things myself, which then in turn has my older son. He really likes building things too. He's really good at it too. Yesterday he cut all those pieces. He's at the point that he can like cut all those pieces. I remember years ago, I was interested in doing like a picnic table that was like the same as one that we had gotten for free. It's like a octagon, hexagon, I think it's a hexagon. And I said to him, do you think you can do this? And I showed him how to like take it apart or measure the pieces to like take it apart, even not knowing the angles, and to redo it. And he did such a good job. But I think sometimes that we need to like give our kids a chance, right? I think he was maybe 12 or 13 at that time, but if our kids want to try something, then let them try it. If it's not going to hurt anything, let them try it. Give them the confidence to be able to try those things, because later on it is such a blessing, such a blessing. Like right now, it's such a blessing that they're doing that in the other room. It kind of feels weird because I'm not the one like in charge of that or doing that, but like he knows what he's doing, and then his brother's helping him out, and his brother's learning at the same time. And I was able to, I'm working on painting these things for the other project, and one of my daughters is getting hot cocoa for all the kids. That's what they're being silly at the table with right now. They're looking at me and they're giggling like, hee hee hee, we have hot cocoa. So they came in from outside. It is chilly outside today. I think it's like 7 degrees currently. It's chilly. So I'm gonna get working on my project, and then I'll be back when that's done a little bit more and we're standing it up. Looking good, looking good. So I'll come in a little bit more so you guys can see. In case you want to build something like this, just have the 2x4 here, and then it's attached to the 2x4, and then the top is 2 2x4s like this, screwed in on one side, like this. So you can use, and I just got paint all over my camera. You could use like an L bracket in here if you wanted to attach it. I can't show you. You could use an L bracket to attach in here, or what he's doing now is attaching here, and then, oops, here on the sides like this. The other one, we used L brackets. This one we decided to do this. We didn't have L brackets. So, how much wood do we have left over?
This is cool. Is this gonna be C?
Okay. Oops. I just stood up into something and my hair is caught in a clip. Yay. Oops, sorry. So this right here. So that costs $72. It cost $73 for all the wood for this, but we have two 2x4s left. So about $63 to build this right here. What do you guys think? Beautiful.
Yeah.
Alright, we'll be back. So here we have it. You can see like where they screwed in here and then on there. But it is a super solid, like, can't move. If somebody was sitting on top, there wouldn't be an issue type desk. So what will happen now is they have these two here, and then everyone will kind of choose. Let me see if I can back up a little bit. Oh, that would zoom. The four girls would be sharing this desk, so it would actually give them like 2 feet per person, and then the shelf space would be a little bit different. So say one person was here and then they would go over to maybe like there, that would be like their 2 foot section, and then they could have stuff on this shelf here and then up on that shelf there, and then same for the next person all the way down, so that everyone can kind of have their own space. If they have a laptop, their laptop could go on there, and then they would have space up here, or if they were working on sewing or whatever, they could do that too. So let me see if I can give you kind of a better overview. There we go. So there can you push that chair in, please? So if the chairs are pushed in like that, there won't be any like obstruction, if you can see like the space here. So you won't be like opening that door and running into the chairs like that. And then they have their spaces up here. So pretty exciting. I love creating spaces that potentially will work well. So that was our project for today, and I'll show you the other project that we're working on. Okay, so here we have the, they're all painted. So this is purple, hard to see in here, yellow, white, pink, and dark purple. And then the babies are in these drawers here. So it just makes it easier for me to see visually each child's, and it will match their color that's kind of like assigned to them.